Hello, plant friends. My name is Jimmy. I'm a doctor and tropical plant hobbyist in LA, and this channel is about plants. So thanks for joining us again. We are continuing on with our collector seller series with SoCal Tropics. SoCal Tropics, husband and wife duo, collector, buyer, seller, trader, 17 years of experience. They've done it all. They've seen it all. It was a pleasure and a privilege for me to be able to visit them and be able to share their knowledge and experience and all their amazing, amazing plants with you guys.
This is the solid green Peru.
Yeah.
And then this, we saw the solid green chia pens. This is the frosted heart.
Oh, the frosted heart.
So it's more of a kind
Is
of
it
like
just-
a variegation.
Is it just a variegation? Is the structure any different?
The leaves are has more of a pronounced variegation
Yeah.
or pattern in them.
Does it get darker over time? Is that what it is?
I
don't know.
haven't seen much of a difference.
I like
They're
it,
not
though.
as iridescent. It's a different type of leaf. It's more
It's a
like a
different type.
leather.
Yeah. Oh, yes, yeah.
You know, than the green one was more
Oh.
iridescent and shiny. This is more of
Oh.
a matte.
Like if you close your eyes, you can be convinced that this is some sort of really thin leather.
Exactly.
Right, like as opposed to the other leaf of the regular
Yeah.
chia pens does not feel like that. Oh yeah, I like it. I like the
And I
frosted
like
heart.
adding like trace cantia fillers, throughout my plants if it'll fit.
Yeah, it does give a more full and. Yeah.
These are so underrated. Everybody's going, well, why do I just want a pot of just this? Well, put it in with your beauties, the ones that you're collecting plants.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I like the regular Peru. It's it's super easy. I mean, it's
Fast growing.
It's so hard to. I feel like it's one of those plants that you have to really actively try to kill.
That's
You know,
good.
like it's just I'm just like, oh my gosh. These kind of leaves are so highly prized.
We've got
It's
a
a
couple
huge
varieties
thing.
in here. We've got the Borsigiana, the white variegated, and the marbled, and then I've got the
Yeah,
sector.
the sectored. Oh, there. Yeah, you have like a half moon-ish kind of thing over there. Yeah.
And this one is a giant leaf or the big leaf. This will get the big leaves. This is
Yeah.
different than the small leaf Borsigiana.
Seed sport.
It's
Yeah.
a seed sport. Yes.
Oh, yeah, that looks really nice.
Put her in the center.
Yeah. Oh, the half moon ones are so. Yeah, there's. What do you say to people who like message you and ask you like, "Hey, I'm looking for a half moon"? I think like several months ago that was like a huge thing. Or earlier
I
this
tell
year.
them there's no such thing, and that it's the current leaves that the chimera is producing, and that it guaranteed again will stay that way. I
Yeah.
promise you.
I had one that was putting out quarter white leaves, all the same, for about 2-3 years, and eventually it started to revert.
Oh yeah,
green.
yeah. Yep, yeah.
And this one's another Noid. We're not sure if it's the same as the one from Enid,
Yeah.
the in-betweener Noid. We're
Yeah.
waiting for her to grow, and then we can see the spacing of the leaves eventually, and the variegation
Yeah.
pattern it starts producing if it changes.
I like that. Like I like that you can see all different types in this thing because yeah, you can tell like this is very different from the whatchamacallit, this kind of pattern and then
Marbled.
the marbled, and then it's very different from the sectored one. Yeah, and like they all have some of the marbled or some sectored, but yeah, there's the
I've only seen a few in the world that have this
Yes.
kind of
Yeah.
texture to it.
Or the pattern.
It's consistent.
yeah.
Yeah. And as it gets more light, like if this got more light in,
It'll be less.
it'll get more like this.
Yeah.
And it's because it's at the top and we're getting natural and
Yeah.
the LED is getting more of the, bringing out the variegation in
So
it.
is this your like a propagation tray or area?
It's a
Is that
pot.
kind of-
Yeah,
it's
this
a
is
pot.
because of the kitten.
Oh, I see.
Because she decided she liked to sleep in there and I didn't like
Ah,
that. So I
got
was
it,
like,
got it.
no, you got to get out of there.
New plant tourist.
Yeah. So we had to but it's just one giant pot.
Yeah. So when you're deciding to sell, is there like a minimum like size or node or amount of roots, or how do you guys kind of do it? Because I know you guys seem very responsible with like, obviously you're not going to give them like a wet stick
No.
or whatever. So what's your minimum,
We
or what do
used-
you recommend as
We
or,
used to
What we
give,
used to,
what we used to give is actually several nodes. Several
yeah.
But several people took it within a week of purchasing, chopped it up,
And then
replanted.
resold it. Yep.
Oh,
yeah.
that broke our heart.
Oh, yeah,
We're like,
yeah.
oh, we grew this beautiful
Yep.
plant, and
Yeah.
now we're doing just the one
Well,
with several leaves. We do one or
one to
two,
3 nodes. Depending.
1 to 3 nodes.
Okay.
But we used to do way more than that.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
You just got to be careful because that broke our heart again. I'm just like, why did you do that? You chopped that beautiful plant.
Yeah. I think it's actually, it's unfortunately it's a common thing. It's weird because like you see like wet sticks are more common and big plants are less common, which is really like, it's just, that's not the way the trend should be. That's not the way progress should
Right.
be.
No,
right?
and I was hoping it would be more. Our plants are going to more collectors and not flippers.
Yeah,
but
it's kind of hard to.
it's so hard.
Yeah,
you just
yeah.
can't.
It's difficult. Yeah.
So now, unfortunately, we have to do smaller cuttings. Now, if it was a custom request
Yeah.
from a real collector who says, I want a nice specimen, like the Instagram specimen,
yeah.
we could do that.
Yeah.
We could do that cutting
Yeah.
and,
Like a bigger one plant. Yeah.
and we'd grow it for them, root it in for them. But generally what we put on eBay is the smaller, smaller.
So you guys even do like pre-orders, or like if you're talking about like custom, like, hey, I want like a 5-leaf plant, can you root
Because
one
we're-
for me?
Yeah, we're on Instagram now, so people reach out, and
Yeah.
if they say, hey, I want a larger plant, do you have a larger? And, I'll say what size, and they'll kind of
Yeah.
say what they want. And
Yeah.
say if we can, for sure, we
Yeah.
can root one for you. And I get a lot of people asking for cuttings, non-rooted. And it's like going to be super less expensive, but it won't. I'll
Oh.
charge the same. I'd rather,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
want to sell rooted plants because then we know that they're getting the start, it's going to make it
About the best start
the
possible.
best start possible.
Yeah.
In a cutting, they just think, oh, I just want a small cutting of your variegated Anasane. And I'm like, no.
Yeah. Yeah. What plant is this one? I like
these
this.
things I know
This is
some
the potatum.
Oh, it's a potato. It's just like a more mature one, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah, I got the
And
Florida in there.
we also
too.
have a Florida, but you can only tell the difference by the, that one's icky. Let me see if I can find it. It's mainly the potatum. It goes,
Yeah. This is
this
is
the
really.
Florida? This feels like the Florida.
Plumpier.
Yes, this is the Florida. And the smoother leaf one is the potato.
Oh yeah, the potatum's down
And I
here.
also have
Yeah.
the bifolium.
Yeah.
in
The
here.
horse head. Yeah.
Yes, I've got that in there. So we've got 3 different kinds going together. Oh, that sugar. Everybody says, what is that?
Yeah.
That sticky white clear stuff on my leaves, and that's natural. It's a sugar. It's a plant sugar.
Yeah. Yeah, I get a lot of it on mine too. I'm just like, it's so
That's
sticky.
normal. People go, something's wrong with it.
So sticky.
No, that's the plant.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
Enid even mentioned that. She gets tons of people
Yeah.
asking about that.
Yeah, this.
It's normal.
Yep. It's like these little droplets, and then if you touch them, it's like it sticks on your.
It's like a little syrup.
Yes,
Feel.
it's a little syrup feel. Is this the Ravens Easy?
Yes, it
And is it reverting? What is this? Like I don't know if it's called
think it
revert.
hurts.
Her leaf, it's gonna, it'll
Oh,
work
it turns
out more.
into okay.
It goes black.
Oh, okay. I thought I heard that the black eventually goes away. Is that true? Have you guys had experience with?
I haven't seen
okay.
or heard about it as a village myself.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I gotta say I do like it.
I do too.
Had to throw it into the mix.
Yes.
We had a few different varieties of disease. So,
Over here, we got Picasso, Spathiphyllum peace lily. Yes.
Oh, you have
Yes.
such a good one.
Yes.
everybody,
Oh,
these are some
my
rock
gosh.
stars in that
I
corner.
have another one coming.
Oh my gosh, yes.
They're very hard to get here in the U.S.
They are extremely hard.
Yes, and I have one.
Oh
Yay.
my gosh.
I love variegated
Wow.
plants, and that was like on the top of my list.
Couple more coming.
And it's holding the variegation. And sometimes it'll throw a solid green leaf in the back.
Yeah.
There's a solid green leaf, but like with all chimeras,
Yeah.
that just happens.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like wow, this is a wow. Wow, this puts this is like a whole different level of peace lily.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I
it's just like,
love it.
it's like,
People love that one.
wow.
Yes. And
Yeah,
I may have one for sale. Have one for sale next year.
I mean, anyone who like likes the peace lily even remotely, this thing like elevates it quite a bit. Whew.
Then here's another one that's coming out of Thailand. It's a newer variety. I saw that it was called the City of Angels. I think Craig Milron on Instagram called it that, and I hope, Craig, I'm saying it correctly.
City of Angels.
It's another variegated form, but it's not as stunning
Not
as
as-
the Picasso.
Not as stunning, no.
I
This
love
is-
it though. But
I guess I think why this. I think this one, it looks like more of like an agonium, right? Like that's kind of like, maybe that's why it's not as striking. But
Right.
geez, Louise!
I know.
Oh my God, this is ridiculous! Wow. Yeah, that's a very impressive plant. Like, I thought it was impressive in like pictures, but like in real life, like the size, like it's so large, and the variegation is so it's so like striking. It's so striking. Wow. Yeah,
My
it's
favorite.
really special.
It gets a lot of sun. I mean, it gets even in the summertime.
Yeah.
It can handle a lot of sun.
Yeah.
And we got the yellow variegated ZZ,
Yeah,
and it holds the variegation better when it's in the sun. Like on the new leaves,
Oh,
once he's
okay.
open, they're gonna get the more of the deep yellow, the more
Yeah,
light this
yeah,
plant gets.
yeah.
And then we've got another variety that's super new from Thailand, and I saw that it was called a Kibono, and it's kind of, some of the leaves will come out like this.
Oh, I see.
Or
It's just like
stems,
purely.
and then some will come out and it'll start fading to a green. But then some of them I'm finding do come out green. So it's kind of a mix.
For the albo, I think one of the most common questions I have, or at least most common perceptions that people have, is that light affects their variegation. What have your thoughts been?
It brings
on...
out the variegation. It can make it more pronounced.
Yeah.
But it's not going to produce more variegation because of it.
Yeah.
We have a Jose Bueno that we've had for 10 years, but it's in too shaded of a spot. You can barely see the variegation.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
if we were to put it in a sunny spot,
Yeah.
it would be full.
I agree that I think it's more of like what you're saying, that the contrast or the pronunciation of it, because the areas that can produce the green gets greener or less green, right? And then
It just
it
just changes the whole.
Enhances it.
It's like adjusting the contrast filter on your
Right.
your images.
So if you want the premium variegation out of your variegated plants, the brighter light, the better.
brighter lights, yeah. So the one thing I want to emphasize in this episode is that light does not affect variegation. Light does not affect variegation. I know that some people and some sources think that it does. It doesn't, right? Like, light does not affect variegation. The white parts are going to stay white. The green parts, yes, if you give your plant a lot of light and the plant doesn't need as much, the green parts that are capable of producing chlorophyll may not be as dark, right? Because they're like, okay, I have enough chlorophyll, why do I need to be darker, right? So the green parts may be a little lighter if you give them a lot of light, but if you take away that light or give them less light, then the green parts that, again, are capable of producing chlorophyll will become darker. Those parts will make more chlorophyll if the plant needs it, but the white, it's not going to do anything, right? It can't produce chlorophyll even if it wanted to or if it didn't want to. So the white parts are just going to stay white. The green parts may or may not turn a little bit more green, but it doesn't change the overall variegation. It doesn't change the variegation going forward, right? It doesn't influence it going forward. So I really don't know where that light affects variegation originally came from. Maybe it came from other plant species or other plants with other types or different types of variegation. But if you're talking about a variegated Monstera, if you're talking about a lot of variegated aroids, light does not affect the variegation that we're mostly and usually talking about. Okay, so light does not affect the variegation. So what does affect variegation? I mean, I don't know. Luck, karma, fate, destiny, all those like nebulous things. Really, it's just, it's chance. Okay, guys? It's not light, it's not soil, it's not humidity. It's really nothing that you can control except pruning, right? Like if you are thinking about how to, increase variegation or decrease variegation, it's just really, about pruning and crossing your fingers. Okay, so luck and pruning are the two ways to affect variegation. Okay, so anyways, it's not light, and it's really not humidity or soil. Basically, a lot of other things that you are doing. So it's not you. Okay, it's your plant. It's you in other ways. All right, so I think that's it for this episode. Happy planting, guys. Oh, please like, subscribe, and comment if you like the content. All right, till next time. Happy planting.